Thank you for coming back to my channel. I think this time's video is going to be really interesting because I think what's on most people's mind is how do they lose weight and how can you do it in a safe manner, in a quick manner, and in a manner that doesn't cost too much of money. The fitness industry, just like education, has been booming. You're talking about $100 billion a year industry when it comes to fitness. And I'm glad to say that, I was able to crack that code, through real life experience rather than listening to so many people about their own weight loss journeys. You got to figure out something for yourself. And I found out some of the things that were really effective. So if you're interested to know how I lost 20 kilos in 3 months, then this video is for you. So the first thing you need to do if you want to lose weight is you find someone who's got COVID and you catch it. Because that was the first step of me losing weight. But jokes apart, I've been struggling with my weight for many, many years. And, when you put on weight, you don't really realize it. The next thing you know, 10 years have passed and you've become really overweight. Your clothes are not the same. You look at that person in the mirror and you wonder, who are you actually looking at? And you kind of, give up on yourself. You let yourself go. And before you know it, you will have a lot of health problems. For me, there were a couple of wake-up calls that happened in my own life, as a result of which I decided to take matters in my own hand. During the first pandemic, I was trying to lose weight through various, the normal stuff, which is exercising, weights, never really helped. One thing I realized about exercise is that the more you exercise, the more hungry you feel. And that is actually counterintuitive to what you're trying to do if you're trying to lose weight, because you'll be hungry all the time. So in this pandemic, I decided to do two things. I love to watch TV. No matter what people tell you about binge watching and stuff like that, I will do it. I still do it. And the reality is I realized that I'm more of a couch potato. So I challenged myself and I said that, if I want to watch TV, I can watch TV, but I'm going to walk in one place. And, people who listen to me that I used to talk about walking in one place were actually laughing to my face. But honestly, I was doing this walking, or what I call spot walking, for about 1 hour a day. And then, we went into a second lockdown and I had about 3 months of spare time on my hands. I used to watch TV for about 4-5 hours a day. And I decided to take that 1 hour and make it 4 hours. And literally in a day, I started walking 4 hours a day. Now the great thing about walking is, first of all, you have no aches and pains. The second thing is, you don't feel hungry. The third thing is, if you love watching TV or enjoy watching your favorite programs, you won't even know how much time has passed. And that actually was the key to me losing weight. You believe it or not, but it was spot walking in one place for about 3 to 4 hours a day that helped me really lose weight. Another thing I did, which was free, was download an app. It was called MyFitnessPal. I never really was a believer in apps, and this is an app that does have a premium service, but you can go for the basic subscription, and you basically log in your meals for the day. You put in your, your parameters about your weight, your height, and stuff like that, and it'll give you your intake of calories in a day. I was allowed to have about 2,100 calories a day, no matter which meal I decided to have it in. So you don't really need to follow the structure of breakfast, lunch and dinner. That is gibberish. What you really need to do is make sure you don't cross your calorie count. Now to lose weight, 2,100 is your sustenance, where you will maintain the weight as you are. To be able to lose weight, you got to create this caloric deficit. Now I used to eat my full calories of 2,100 a day, but what I did is I walked for 4 hours. Now if you do spot walking for about an hour, you burn about 150 calories an hour. So I was in a caloric deficit of about 500 calories a day. Now you do this, you think you're not really doing much. It doesn't come with the normal bells and whistles of you joining a gym and your body paining and you can see the changes and stuff like that. It takes a little more time. But 3 months later, through this regimen, jokes apart, MyFitnessPal and consistent walking while watching TV, I was able to bring down my weight by 20 kilos. Now, of course, I don't drink soft drinks. I did control a little of my sweets because I have a sweet tooth. But what I realize is that it really doesn't matter what you eat. Just make sure that you don't cross the calorie count. Snacking is another very tricky thing. Then that is why you need to be extremely disciplined about entering whatever you eat, no matter how minuscule it is, unless you're drinking water on MyFitnessPal. Once you build that habit, you do it consistently, and you say that, okay, during a couple of hours a day, I'm going to walk in one place when I watch TV, and you be consistent about these two things. Get this app that I spoke about and continue to continuously walk. But I tell you what, in 3 months I had to invest a lot of money in myself, change my wardrobe, and I started feeling much better about myself. My self-esteem went up. I used to model in my younger days. I in fact was a part of the Graviera Mr. India finalist. I think it was in 1998. So there are a lot of things that I did in my life in the past that I wanted to recapture that glory. And I feel very, very confident today that I'm coming back to that, especially being in an industry like retail, where looks is so important. I know you may say it is vanity or superficial, but the reality is when you're dealing with people, people are going to judge you. Just like you're probably looking at me and judging me right now. I'm glad that, before my mother passed away, she was able to see the way I transformed, because she used to always tell me, Elton, I want to see you with, the way you were in your college days when you used to model. I'm glad that I've brought myself back to, some form of that person that I used to be. And I think it's only upwards and onwards from here. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you at the next one. Ciao.